Hey, welcome back to the Life Insurance Life. I'm Brett Bunick, and if you're selling final expense insurance over the phone and looking for high intent leads that actually call you, I've been testing a new service called allcalls.io. Here's what I've seen so far and how you can try it too, along with my exact intro script and tracking sheet included. Okay, so this is what the allcalls.io portal looks like after you log in. Now, allcalls.io sends you inbound calls. These are people who've seen an ad for final expense insurance and are calling in for a quote. Now, you only pay if the call lasts over 90 seconds, and each final expense call costs $50. So if you go past that minute and a half mark, that's when they charge you the $50. Other inbound call services that I've used, that 90 seconds is pretty standard. Some I've seen 60, some I've seen 2 minutes, but most of them are usually somewhere between 60 and $85 each. Okay. Now I've tested 4 or 5 of these paid calls so far, and here's my honest experience of what I've gone through. So when I say that I've tested 4 or 5 paid calls, that means that those are the amount that have gone past that 90-second mark, and I actually paid the $50 for the call. I've taken a lot more calls than that. We have a very short introduction, kind of a pre-qualification script that's included in a link below this video that you can just have and use for free. But it really weeds out the people. It asks some pretty quick, important questions to see if these people are actually worth your $50. If they're not worth it, if they answer no to any of these questions, you just hang up the phone. So you got to go hang up the phone and you won't be charged for that call. So you can pre-screen these people in that 90-second period before you're actually charged the $50. Okay. So I've had quite a few calls. I've had 4 or 5 people that I actually paid for, and I sold one policy. My AP for that policy was just about $1,100. Okay. So all in all, pretty good. I think that as I keep using this service, I'm going to get better at identifying who the good, the people with higher intent are, meaning that I'll be able to get through to more, talk to more um, actual real paid calls. And of course, that conversion is going to go up higher also. So when I say 4 or 5 people, I should have counted them up before this video. I think I've actually paid for 4 calls and I closed one, which is a 25% close rate. Not great. When I'm working on the phone, I'm usually choosing or shooting for 50% close rate. However, I'm not spending the whole day listening to the phone ring. I'm talking to people pretty much all day long. Now, the script does weed out those tire kickers really quickly. In the script that I wrote, that again, you can have, it asks if they have a bank account or if they use a direct express card. If they don't, say, sorry, you're not going to qualify, hang up. It asks their age. Are you between the ages of 50 years old and 80 years old? No, I'm 81. Sorry, can't help you, hang up. You're going to ask their state. You want to make sure that these leads are in the state that you're licensed in. Do you live in Texas? No, I live in Alabama. Sorry, I can't help you. Don't pay for that call. But when they go through and they say yes to all these questions, of course, that's someone who's actually going to be a good candidate to call, and it's worth that $50 to be able to go right into a presentation. And so I find that instead of dialing through my leads that I generate on Meta and listening to the phone ring, you do talk to a lot of people when you're generating your own leads. However, with this one, you are literally talking to people all day long until you find those ones that are good candidates. Now, you're also not waiting for the phone to ring all day long. I think the longest that I've gone in waiting for a new call to come in, like if I hang up with one person, it's been no longer than about 2 minutes before the phone rings again. So you literally are talking to people all day long. What's also kind of neat is that you can turn your calls on and off. Oops, I can't scroll my screen. Anyway, there's a little toggle switch here. So you can turn your availability on and off as many times as you want throughout the day. And so that means that for people that are doing this, they're working a regular day job and they're selling insurance, part-time, you can just come in here and turn that toggle switch on when you have time to work, and calls are going to start coming in right away. And then, of course, when you're done, just turn it off. You want to make sure to turn it off if you need to go to the bathroom or something like that, because if a call comes in and you don't answer it, they do charge you $5. So just be careful with that toggle switch. I want to be very transparent with this video. The link to join with allcalls.io is down below this video, and it is a referral link. I do get compensated and of course you'll have a referral link too, but if you bring an agent on that uses the service, when they spend $300, you get $100 credit. And so that's like getting 2 free leads. So that's kind of cool. Kind of back to that script. Again, the script is just an introduction script. It's almost like you're trying to disqualify these people as quick as you can in that first minute and a half. And the people that answer yes to all those questions in the script, of course, once you're charged at that minute and a half mark, then you can slow down and you can really go into your primary presentation that you go through with all of your final expense insurance calls. You want to make sure to ask the right questions, really dig in to figure it out, why they're looking for this, what it is they need. One of the questions that's in the intro script that I keep mentioning asks if they have current coverage or if they've applied recently. Okay, you will come across people that have just submitted an application yesterday and the policy doesn't issue until tomorrow, and they're curious if they made the right decision, so they're looking to see how much things cost. You don't want to talk to those people because they're really just looky-loos. I mean, I guess you could get lucky and maybe the agent that they talked with sold them something that's overpriced and you can find something that's far less, but you're at risk of that $50 cost for the call. And so if they say yes to that question, yeah, I filled out an application, say, sorry, I can't help you. Hang up, you're not charged for that call, you're on to the next one. So go ahead, to make an account is free. Oh, one last thing that's really neat about this. With all of the incoming calls services that I've used in the past, you usually have a minimum amount that you have to put in. So you have to buy 20 calls and they're somewhere between $60 or $85 each, or you have to buy 10 calls. You don't have to do that with allcalls.io. If you want, you can just put in $50 and try it out one time. So that's pretty neat. You can come in at a pretty low rate. That means you have a lot of control over how much money you're spending every day. You can limit yourself. They do have a feature so you can auto fund, when you get to a certain amount, if you get to like 25 bucks, it'll automatically replenish your account by whatever it is that you specify in there. So that's kind of a neat feature, but I can see how it could be easy to get in over your head. If you're taking every call at $50 each, then, I could see it being pretty easy to spend some money on this. But the people that call in are high intent. I've only had one that was a live transfer. So that means that a majority of the people that are coming through are actually seeing an advertisement and clicking on a button to call you directly. There's very, very few are going to have like a middleman where they're a call center that are making outbound calls and then connecting you with them. So most of these people see an ad on TV, they see a post on social media or something, they click the button to call, and it just gets routed to you directly, which is pretty neat. So go ahead and click that link. You can make your free account, poke around back there, fund your account with $50, or I put in $350 when I funded my account, and just go have at it. Use that script that's available to you. You can download it just by clicking the little link underneath this video. And there's also going to be a tracking sheet in there if you really want to keep track of your dials, how many calls you take compared to how many you actually buy, and then of course your closes and your return on ad spend and all that kind of stuff. So have at it. Have a good day.